Today was Lone Star Conference Media Day in Fort Worth, Texas. The Tarleton Texan football team picked to finish 5th in the Lone Star Conference. Here's what head coach Kerry Fowler had to say about the festivities.
Coach, finished 5th in the Lone Star Conference. What are your thoughts on those?
They're awful generous. Pick us 5th, 3 wins last year and fighting back with a young team. I was thinking we'd probably be 7th, 8th, maybe even last. But, it doesn't matter where they're picked. I'm just excited that I got a healthy team right now. And we've got to figure out how we can stay healthy through the preseason and then to try to get past, the injuries that bugged us down, last year. So I guess it's generous. It doesn't matter where we're at. If 4 teams make the playoff, it means you're playing somewhere in a bowl game, right?
True. Of course, you want to be up there and one of those teams making the playoffs.
There's no doubt.
And talk about how, with the guys you have coming back, how do you get there?
Continuity. For so many times, we did 1,400 hours of community service last year, and we did that, number one, to give back, to humble our kids, to understand that they haven't arrived. We try to humble them a little bit, to give back to people, but other than that, it forces them to draw closer together to help someone else, and we went above and beyond. I think some of those things, all the kids came to me, Coach, what are we going to do? Team bonding, and they've really kind of missed the point. It's a matter about when they're going to find the point. I can't do that for you. I can only take you so far. They've got to bond themselves, and I've seen that happen over the summer. We've got, our whole football team's been here all summer. They've been working out, lifting and running. They run their own practice at night, and they have, of course, we can't have any contact with them, so it's just been them. So I'm kind of seeing those things, but the question is, everybody gets reps now. Our motto's got to be to, when nobody cares who gets the credit, together we win, and to eliminate selfish ambition. I think that bites any good football team. And with returning starters and injured players coming back, there's a lot of them there. There's a lot of guys that played for us not even coming back to camp because they're not good enough to make our team right now. But you got to be careful, because that selfish ambition, that old rattlesnake, he bites with a lot of venom.
Talk about the 9 seniors you have, and it's really a small group for a program that's so well established for Tarleton.
It would have been bigger. Those kids that were juniors last year got hurt, with Arthur Buckingham and Matt Nickey and Devin Gray and Adrian Campbell. See, all those guys have 2 years left now because we were able to get them a redshirt year. So, that's the big lick. But really and truly, it's Terrence Henry. Defensively, that will get Jason Billings defensively. Those guys have gave us a big lift. Jason's been there 5 years, and Terrence, just won. And there's a couple other guys. Mike Washington over there has been a great leadership role for us. But the guy who's leading us right now is Nick Stevens offensively, and Jesse Green. Sean Wyatt. Jesse's taken over the offensive line, and Solomon Orr has tremendous leadership skills, and those 3 offensive linemen will really help us go. But Nick's really kind of taking the back end. Evan coming back for his senior year, and the first team all-conference guy. Evan's not a leadership guy. Evan's just a player, and that's what Evan does. He goes out and plays and makes plays for us, and we're not expecting those things out of him. We just like touchdowns out of him. But those 9 guys have done a great job of bonding these kids together.
Almost exactly 2 weeks before these guys come in, what do you have left to do in those 2 weeks?
Not a lot. We're set, number one, to finalize my coaching staff. I think that's the biggest thing. I know who it's going to be, and we've endured that 90-day hiring freeze that everybody else has had to go through, and getting my coaching staff, we already know where we're going and what we're doing. And the best thing about it, we've all worked together at some point. Offensively, they know the offensive system. Defensively, those guys know what we're trying to do defensively. So not a lot, just kind of going over our calendar and taking pictures for you on Wednesday, and just trying to get those, just trying to tie up the last minute loose ends. But as far as our game plan for Abilene Christian and West Alabama, we've those things have been finished for a long time. So we're just kind of riding the last 2 weeks out to get them in and start practicing.
2 Tarleton Texans joined the festivities today, Matt Nickey and Nick Stevens. Here's what they had to say about the preseason poll and the 2011 season.
Here with Matt Nickey, junior linebacker for the Texans. Last year, obviously, got hurt, redshirted. What are you looking forward to this year the most?
Well, I'm actually just looking forward to playing this year. I mean, I'm ready to get back out and just play with the guys. Hope I have a lot of fun.
Texans picked 5th in the preseason poll. What does that mean to you?
Not much, not at all. I mean, it's how you finish and it's how you do in the playoffs.
Talk about the team, especially the defense. You're one of the captains. You're a leader on the team. Talk about the defense in 2011.
I think we're going to open some eyes. I mean, most people were underrated, so I mean that's right where we want to be. So I think we got a lot of young guys played last year, so we got some guys returning. And I think they're gonna do well.
Rough schedule to open up the season for. We open up with number 2 Abilene Christian home. Then we go 3 straight road games. Texas State Division I, and then all the way to Alabama, as well as back to Blackwater, draw in New Mexico. What do those first 4 weeks look like to you?
I think it's a good challenge. I mean, it is a lot of traveling, but most of the guys, I mean, we like playing at home, but traveling is all right. We get to stay in a nice hotel and eat good food, so it's not bad at all.
Does that make it more challenging for the game? Or?
Oh yeah, you got to mentally prepare, and Texas State, they should have a little more fan base. So I mean, it's just going to be just prepare a little bit more and just go through like game week preparations, and should be all right.
What is your favorite part of playing football?
Just hitting people. I love hitting people.
When it comes to the Lone Star Conference, who do you think is our biggest rival? Who do you like to play?
I love playing ACU. Our fans come out big, and their fans come out big, so it's just a great event to be a part of.
What's your favorite football stadium to play at?
In the Lone Star Conference?
In the Lone Star Conference.
I like West Texas, and I like Kingsville. They both have pretty big stadiums, and we got to play at the Centennial game last year for West Texas, and they had a lot of people, so it's just fun to be a part of that and have that many people come out and watch the play.
What do you look forward to most in 2011?
Win a conference championship.
Here with starting quarterback, senior Nick Stevens. Nick, talk about the Texans being picked 5th in the preseason poll.
We're not really worried about that right now. Like one of the coaches said, and I said over there earlier, it's not where you start, it's where you finish that matters, and we're doing everything that we possibly can this summer to take advantage of the resources we have, working extremely hard, out there throwing every day, and we're doing everything we can to where being ranked 5th right now means nothing to us.
Talk about those workouts in the summer. Coach said a lot of teams, if not all of them, have been here at some point in time. How's that going, and just what's the purpose of that?
Getting everyone together is always going to strengthen the team regardless of what it is, especially if it's voluntary. And every team around the country has voluntary workouts this summer, and to have the numbers that we've had this summer compared to last summer is very promising, and we think it's really going to pay off for us.
Last year you played a few games, you got hurt, missed a few games, came back at the end of the season. What are you looking forward to most in 2011?
Just being able to go out and compete and erase last year's memory. We're not worried about last year, what happened last year. When people talk about it, we're worried about this year. Looking forward to compete. A lot of great teams every year in this conference, a lot of great players. And there's nothing more that you can ask for than to go out on a Saturday and play against great players and giving yourself a chance to be successful.
This season you have a new offensive coordinator in Lee Hayes. Talk about the 2011 offense.
It's completely different from personnel all the way up to the schematics. I don't think a lot of people know what we're doing right now, and hopefully we'll be able to take a lot of people by surprise, and being ranked 5th and stuff. That's why I'm saying we're not worried about it. We're ready to go to work. A lot of guys getting ready, learning the offense. I'm teaching as many guys as I can, new guys, but the biggest thing for us right now is just, like I said, the attendance and everyone, and they're willing to learn and willing to work this summer, and it's so important, especially with the new offense and a lot of new guys, that it's really going to pay off for us.
Talk about transferring from the SEC, playing in Tennessee, coming to Tarleton, a lot of crowd difference and stuff, but what do you look forward to about playing football in the Lone Star Conference?
The same thing I looked forward to last year. I just think right now it's more aware to me the talent that is in this conference, and there's no denying that there is just as many good players in this conference as I've been around. And I'm not just saying that, it's the truth. Everyone has their own story, including myself, and you hear so many different things of why guys could not make it at the next level but are able to make it at this level, and it just makes this conference so much greater and so much more competitive. So,
What do you look forward to this season as far as, is there a game you look forward to the most? Or
First game.
Is it ready to just get going?
The first game is the only thing we're worried about right now. You can't win the fifth game, you know, at the beginning of the season. You only win the first game. So we're not worried about Texas State, Alabama. We're not worried about any of these other schools right now. We're worried about Thursday night. You know, and I think we're really excited about the opportunity. Describe
the feeling when you walk through that tunnel the first night and every Saturday night. What's the feeling when you step onto the field?
It's just a blessing to be able to play the sport that so many people wish they could play, and so many people take it for granted, including myself sometimes. So you just gotta, you know, stay level through everything and keep telling yourself that it's a gift to be able to play the game. It's not a privilege. So you know, there's no way to describe the feeling of being able to play the game where people want to come watch you play. You know, and that's a lot of things. You know, guys come back and tell me 2 years after they're done playing, and they miss it so much just because of that fact. So you just got to cherish every moment that you have, and it's going to go by extremely fast.
Again, the Texans picked to finish 5th, and here's how the rest of the poll looked. Abilene Christian picked to win the Lone Star Conference with 17 first-place votes, 201 total points. A&M Kingsville picked 2nd with 177 points and 5 first-place nods, while West Texas A&M was 3rd with 162 points. Midwestern State 4th with 135 points, followed by your Texans 5th with 104 points. Angelo State was 6th with 84. Eastern New Mexico 7th with 1 first-place vote and 70 points. Texas A&M Commerce picked 8th with 56 points. And Incarnate Word wrapped up the poll with 46 points to finish 9th. The 2011 season starts on Thursday, September 1st against Abilene Christian in Memorial Stadium in Stephenville, Texas at 7 o'clock. We hope to see you there. Catch more information on the Tarleton Texans, including fall camp coming up in the next couple of weeks on tarletonsports.com.